Hey, it's Thursday's market SITREP or Situation Report here at Top Gun Options. My name is Matthew Buckley. My call sign is Wiz, and wow, got the little hunt for Red October going on here. Vladimir Putin, Barack Hussein Obama's friend, right? Remember his debate with Mitt Romney down here in God's waiting room, known as Boca Raton? The 80s called Mitt. They want their foreign policy back. Russia ain't a threat. Yeah, that didn't age too well, and you haven't seen that clip played by the liberal media, have you? Russia is a threat, folks. I've been saying this for years, but just an awkward speech today. Like, hey man, I got nukes, an underwater drone, I got a super nuke, and all sorts of stuff that's gonna breach your defenses. Holy crap! Where'd that come from? And if Donald Trump is Putin's lackey or lapdog or their best friends behind the scenes, they're doing a good job of not acting like that. So this is interesting. We're going to talk about this at 1 o'clock in our Analyze Your Trade session, but that's creepy. And from the your 15 minutes of fame is over segment on this Thursday, Scaramucci, the dude that had a very short career in the White House, said General Jackass John Kelly blacklisted him from the West Wing. Well, maybe because you call him General Jackass, and he kind of was doing the whole, hey man, former military folks in the civilian environment just don't mix. That's good because you're a puss, and you can't take criticism or respectful truth over artificial harmony. Whatever. I just had to bring this up because I wrote a whole book on transitioning from the military to the business world, and how if the business world even took 1/10 of what we do in the military, having a strategy, debriefing, contingency planning, red teaming, businesses would go through the roof with their performance. And the companies that I've worked with and work with today, doing consulting or keynotes, that's the case. So Scaramucci, go crawl back to your pizza place in New York. Your time's up. What a difference a day makes. So when the Fed chief gets to testify in front of the Congress, they have a day to see how the market reacts, and then go either do damage control or undo damage control the next day. So Jerome Powell the other day, remember the minutes that were released? What was it, last week? Yeah, it was last week. No, it wasn't this week. It was last week. It seemed kind of hawkish, right? And the market bullish for the overall market. We got this little thing, and now yesterday he sounded a little hawkish. Now today he sounds dovish. So the market can be forgiven for doing a little bit of this I've called it for the past week and a half convulsions, right? Through the 50, through the 50, through the 50-day moving average. And this is exactly what we're going to do until the next leg, which is going to be higher. But this is bullish, folks. Powell doesn't see signs of the economy overheating. If he did, he'd be more inclined to crank up interest rates. We know we're getting one next month, folks. There's the Fed funds futures rate has a 95% probability of a 25 basis increase next month. And then I think all the way through January, folks, I think we're going to get 4 this year. I said 3 to 4. I'm going to stick with 4. Good headlines, folks. Inflation isn't running away just yet. And we got some macroeconomic reports today that I'm going to cover at 1 o'clock. So here's some ammo for liberals and Democrats that hate the tax cut, right? Like limousine liberal Nancy Pelosi, from behind her, big mansion wall in San Francisco, could call a couple grand back to people in their pocket crumbs. But look at this headline: boom in share buybacks renews questions of who wins from tax cuts. Putting on my $6,000 Armani Gordon Gekko suit, I don't give a shit. This is awesome. If I'm a shareholder in a company, I love when my company buys back their own shares because it artificially inflates the earnings per share and the share price goes up. Yay. Putting on my flight suit as an American, I still don't care, and I still think this is great. People are getting money back. Look at all these corporations that are giving employees bonuses because of the tax cut. So spare me your limousine liberalism with this type of stuff. So if you didn't sell stocks in February, you probably got FOMO, or fear of missing out. One more time, folks. This short volatility trade we predicted. We also predicted the rebound, and then I've predicted this as well, the convulsions through the 50-day, and then we're going to do a leg higher. We are not going to retest this 200-day moving average low. There's nothing fundamentally to do that. If we do that, 3 do's, it's going to be because it's a technical pullback, not a fundamental, not anything else. This was the short vol people getting obliterated here because we've seen some green and brown shoots to support the Fed chairman saying, hey, this economy ain't overheated. GDP revised lower. The revision was lower this week. Chicago PMI had a nice tumble. Not a nice tumble, but consumer confidence is at me getting off of active duty highs. November of 2000, man. That's pretty good. Durable good orders tumbled in January. So as the Fed chief said, we're kind of in this Goldilocks is porridge economy, not too hot, not too cold. So that is bullish. In the absence of just horrific data, we're going to head higher. Another data point out today, a little while ago, real personal spending drops the most in 2 years as the savings rate jumps. That's not good. Well, you would think that's bullish. Well, people are saving, Wiz. Well, if they're saving, they're not doing what? They're not spending. So that's not bullish. So as you've seen this week, in a week packed full of macroeconomic data, we're seeing green and brown shoots, which is perfect, which is bullish, folks, for the overall economy. Steve Wynn. Both barrels today coming back. Revolting report that he raped a woman and fathered her child. The guy's going to war here. He ain't doing a Harvey Weinstein and going to counseling and hiding. This guy's coming back fighting. So we'll talk about our win position that we have on right now and maybe legging back into an iron condor because he's blasting away with it's still staying in our range that we predicted. But remember, iron condors are great until they're not. So stocks or an index or an ETF break out of a range due to a reason. You just got to make sure when the music stops, you're out of it. Wells Fargo continues to be disgusting. Wells Fargo's wealth management unit attracts Justice Department attention. So here we go. Not only did they, 5,000 of their employees make up fake accounts or use your information to open new accounts to get bonuses. Now it looks like their trading division might be in a little trouble for insider trading. I would pound the hell out of this thing into the dirt. We're going to be talking about getting bearish on Wells Fargo here because it's just that ain't a good looking chart. Implosion, and then now we're hovering below this Keltner channel. We're going to look at a bear call spread at 1 o'clock. A lot of stuff to talk about. We've talked about getting out of the fangs yesterday or for the past couple days. You ready for this? YouTube mistakenly pulls right-wing channels. So you ever notice that the headlines out of the fangs are never, they do something against the left-leaning people on YouTube or Twitter? It's always the right. Oh, we mistakenly deleted all this stuff, or we're mistakenly blocking all this content. It's a lie. The fangs are full of shit. This headline is awesome because I can't stand the fangs anymore. Love my Amazon. It ain't a fang. Silicon Valley faces make-or-break moment amid big tech backlash. Gone are the glory days of glowing praise and good PR for tech companies. Can't stand the fangs. It's over with for them, in my opinion. So, all right, guys, I'm dragging on here. I got to get ready for our 1 o'clock webinar. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. And I'll be back here at TGO tomorrow with Friday's market wrap-up. We'll see.